any reason. We're just going to go right on up to the great north and talk to my friend Tia McGraff. How are you, my friend?
We are doing great. How are you, Devin?
I'm just wonderful.
You're shining as beautiful as ever.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You have we always have our connection to Middle Tennessee. And though you're from Canada, you lived in Nashville for a very long time, singer-songwriter, where you met the love of your life, who's there slightly behind you. We're going to hear from him in just a second. But tell us about your connection with Middle Tennessee.
Absolutely. When I moved to Nashville to pursue my dream of music, as many of us do, Tommy and I lived out in Pegram. And we were living in a little log cabin on Sam's Creek Road. And through this series of events, losing one of our dogs who ran away, we ended up going up to the Cheatham County animal shelter. And just to find that other dog, and was not going to get another dog. But while I was there, I fell in love with this beautiful Australian Shepherd Husky cross, Jake. And in those days, they unfortunately euthanized. So he was one day from being euthanized. And I said, hold on, let me talk to my husband and see if we can adopt this baby. So we brought him home. We named him Jake. He ended up becoming, next to Tommy, the love of my life. Took him on the road with us everywhere. He's been from El Paso, Texas to Nova Scotia, Canada.
He gets fan mail. We don't get fan mail.
And I wrote my children's book about him called Jake the Road Dog. And it's just led to this series of children's events. And
you have a really neat podcast, and I've got a little promo for one of those casts that I want to play because the book is now a podcast and it's just delicious. So I've got to share this with everybody.
2020 holiday season got you a little spaced out? Well, chill out with episode 13 of Jake's Place Songs and Tales podcast show. I'm your host, Tia McGraff, inviting you to join me and my musical guest, country star Drake Jensen, from his warm and toasty cabin deep in the woods of snowy Quebec. So grab yourself a cuppa and meet me at Jake's Place Songs and Tales. And hey, still some meat on that bone, Jake.
I just love it. And there's several, and I will tell you that it's just, you do grab a cuppa and listen to these podcasts and be a part of it. And I want to encourage everybody to go and hit subscribe to Jake's Place, people to kind of understand you as an artist, and you're about to play live for us, but I want them to see, this was an epic video that you did. It's called Wing Walker. I want to share it with everybody.
So, Pete, I hear you got somebody coming in looking for a pilot.
Yeah. It's just a wing walker, though.
A wing walker?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Are you my pilot? Something about the rush when your heart says risk it all, and every choice you make may be your last mistake. Can't worry about the fall. Think I was born to break every law of gravity. On a wing and on a prayer, my heart up in the air, living crazy, wild and free. Haven't hit the ground just yet, been as close as I could get. Any moment I might falter, I'm away.
edge without a net. So can you take me as I am and trust me with your love? Don't even stop to think. Let me lead you to the brink. Do you feel that's safe enough? Kinda dangerous, I guess. Never know what's coming next. Any moment we might falter, like a wing walker on the edge without a net. Like a dangerous, I guess. Never know what's coming next. Any moment I might falter. I'm a wing walker on the edge without a net. In a moment I might falter. I'm a wing walker on the edge without a net.
Woo!
Thank you, Devin.
Wow. Wow. Beautifully shot. And after 2020, I think we're all wing walkers.
I was just thinking that. It was like we recorded that. Unfortunately, one of the men you see in there, the original man working, the mechanic, he's passed away from cancer. And so many changes have happened in our lives, haven't they? And I was thinking that while we were watching that, we are wing walkers now. Mm-hmm. It's dangerous. We don't know what's going to happen next, but hey, we're all hanging on.
That's right. That's right. Well, people can subscribe to the podcast. They can find your music at tiamcgraff.com, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's correct.
And soon, musicians and live music will come back, and the inspiring music of Tia McGraff will be close to home.
That's right, Devin. But in the meantime, you know what? We're keeping on, aren't we? We're creative souls. So we're all reinventing the wheel. And through all this has been some really amazing things. We just found out that one of the videos we submitted to has been selected by a camp for children with cancer. And they put out a call looking for videos, instructional videos of anything. And so we put together 2 videos with Jake in it and some songs. And they just sent us a thing this morning, actually, saying, thank you for your absolutely brilliant videos. You're going to bring some smiles to some kids with cancer. And so this is what we're doing it for, right? It's all about this. And
the new norm.
The new norm. That's right. It's creating and just getting it out into the universe.
Letting our hearts lead. Well, we're going to let you lead with a song now, and I'm gonna step away and show you full screen so they can get a look at Tommy, because Tommy's always behind you, but he's always beside you.
He's a good-looking one. He's a good-looking one. So you Tommy.
All right. Well, you guys sing for us live, would you?
Thank you, darling. This is a song that we wrote called "Sometimes Love's Like That," and it's coming out on our new album. It has never been seen the daylight before, so you guys are hearing it for the first time.
Yeah, we just wrote it like last fall. But yeah. I think
didn't have time to record it, so here we go.
On the new album.
Tripping over the moon on our way to the stars.
You looked at me while I struggled to breathe, and you caught my heart. But a young girl's heart will break, sure as summers burn must fade. Sometimes love's like that. We were innocent as a lullaby. Sometimes love's like that, fleeting as a butterfly. You'll never know how the crashing of waves in the moonlight takes me back. Sometimes love's like that. If I held on to you a little too long, it's 'cause everyone needs a place to feel free, like when we were young, where I still can touch your face, and a first love can't be replaced. Sometimes love's like that, innocent as a lullaby. Sometimes love's like that, fleeting as a butterfly. You'll never know how the crashing of waves in the moonlight takes me back. Sometimes love's like that. I've tasted the berries, been drunk on the wine, but your love was first, the sweetest kind. Innocent as a lullaby, fleeting as a butterfly. You'll never know how the crashing of waves and the moonlight still takes me back. Sometimes love's like that. Sometimes love's like that. Sometimes love's like that. Sometimes love's like that.
Oh, Tia McGraff, Tommy Parham, thank you guys for joining us today and sharing your gift with us.
Thank you,
And
Devin.
hope everybody will go and subscribe to Jake's Place, the podcast, and also follow on YouTube Tia McGraff, because that's where you get all the new stuff. And thanks for sharing that brand new song. It's beautiful.
Thank you,
Thank
Devin.
you.
You guys have a blessed day and a beautiful day.
Thank you so much. If you're yourself in need of health insurance, one Google search and a questionnaire could start your phone ringing and those emails and those texts coming from companies all over. And it can be really confusing. And sometimes you get caught up in buying something only to find that it covers very little of what you actually need. And sometimes it can be too late to do anything about it. You know, after the fact, like when you need your insurance. That's why one click to my friend, my insurance guy, Health Insurance Harvey, can keep that from happening. HarveyDurham.com. Chat with him, set up a virtual appointment anywhere in the country practically. He's licensed in 40 states. He'll look at your needs, your budget, and share every single thing that his insurance is going to cover and what it won't. You don't pay for what you don't need. If he can't save you money or can't give you better coverage, he won't sign you. You are under no obligation. So do yourself a favor. Get a free comparison quote from Health Insurance Harvey. It just might work for you like it did me. I'm not his commercial announcer. I'm his client at HarveyDurham.com. I'm so excited to invite Lisa Biles in to join us from the Dart and Lisa show, heard every week. Now back to every week. Okay, first of all, I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad you're okay. You did the COVID fight, didn't you?
I really did for like a month.
Mm.
Yes, it was a long, hard process, but we're going to talk about that on our show tonight. So some tips and tricks, and maybe help somebody else along the road.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what you and Dart do. You've got a beautiful office there in the Brentwood, Cool Springs area.
Thank you so much for having me on here. No, I'm sorry. Dart was on a call, so he couldn't join us. Like, he's my better half. He's the good looking one. And
Oh, you're so funny. You and PMO say stuff like that.
He offsets my personality. And so I think it works great in business. So he's my partner in life. And then we both did the same things. And finally, we decided to partner up in business. And I love that we have different approaches, and we have different personalities. And I think that between the two of us, we can meet the need of whomever the client is.
They have this, well, one day I will. Well, you and Dart took off and took a little RV tour. Tell us a little bit about what happened and what you decided to do. It's a crazy adventure.
It is a crazy adventure, and we had so much fun, but it wasn't what we thought. You know, we thought we would go out on the road and stop at the KOA and camp out for the night and enjoy just, you know, the scenery and have a fire, a drink or a cigar or whatever, and play a lot of music. And, you know, it just didn't work out that way. I think life is like that sometimes. You know, we're just driving down the road and suddenly the canopy flies open, or there's just so many things that happened along the way. But it was really great. Like it also tests your relationship and tests when you're under pressure and you're under trial and how you work that out. And really, there were some life lessons learned there for sure.
Well, that's a little bit the way financial life is. I mean, you can go along thinking we have made all the plans, and the best laid plans COVID can happen.
Yes, exactly.
COVID can happen, or whatever. I mean, you cannot control everything financially. Tell us a little bit about what you do, the name of the company, and how people can find out a little bit more about you and get a consultation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think my name is on the screen at Lisa Biles. You could just go to lisabiles.com, and on there you can scroll down and it says, let's chat. And you hop onto our calendar and schedule a time to meet with us. It's a free consultation. But I think I'm going to have to get with Tia, because that song, the Wing Walker song, I was like, oh, this describes us, right? I mean, aren't we all flying on the edge without a net? And, so we really feel like every block of money has a purpose, and we want to give that block of money a job. But my background is I had a daughter. She was 18. She was on her way to high school. She was hit a tree. She was killed instantly. The things that we don't prepare for. I was married. I had a husband. I took care of him for years and years. He had a heart transplant. He ended up passing away. But, you know, given those things, maybe somebody could take my hardships and not have to go through some of the things that I went through. And a lot of people will hear me say, let's take a block of money for fun, for fun. And I don't say that flippantly. I say that because I think that in the end, what we have are memories. So let's make memories along the way. We all work hard, and let's enjoy some of the fruits of our labor along the way. And let's take a block of money for that.
That is so unusual to hear from someone who's a financial advisor. But It's important. You have to live life. And if we've learned anything, the gift of 2020 is long as you have, because we only have days. We only have days.
Yes.
And how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, just hop on lisabiles.com. Dart and I are on, we do a Facebook Live and every Monday night, 7:00 Central Time. That's also going up on our YouTube channel. We have someone working on doing that for us. And so it's a process. But yeah, come join us. We love the feedback. We love having different people on, whatever their field is, whatever it is that they do. We love and enjoy having them on, getting to know other people and just sharing and making community. So yeah.
So go to dartandlisa.com and go to the Facebook page, Dart and Lisa. And tonight they got a very special guest. I tell you, he's probably one of the most fascinating people I have ever met.
I agree. He is so full of knowledge, and honestly, some of his wisdom helped me get over the COVID, get over those last days. And so we thought that was important to have him on. Yeah, we could talk for him for days, truly.
I'm the same way. Every time I get a chance to talk. John Villanueva is their guest tonight. Dart and Lisa, find them on Facebook, check it out on YouTube, and And go to lisabiles.com and give her a call, because I love that they take the intimidation out of financial planning. You know, sometimes you walk in and everybody's all suited up and you go, this is so not the place for me. But then you meet Dart and Lisa and you go, they're like real people. They like having a life.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Devin. It's always a pleasure. You're wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, you have a great day, and I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. We'll talk soon.
We join Big J, Jason Siebert of Monster Home Services in Joelton, Tennessee.
This product, which I found in Loomis, California, back in 2016, this product I couldn't clog. So we're going to talk about some of the older concepts and things like that, about how water works coming off the roof into the gutter and how debris gets into your gutters. And then I'm going to show you the solution that we use. And I'm going to show you a couple different products that I've removed off of homes. I'm not going to name them. I'm not that kind of guy. But I think you might recognize some of the stuff. And
yeah, you've been visiting my house. One of them looks a little bit like mine.
That's right. So what I want to do is I just want to show you a couple things here. A lot of people talk about surface tension systems. Surface tension systems are kind of systems where the water's supposed to come down and the water's supposed to go in, and the leaves are supposed to fall across the front of it. And we see the commercials and stuff, and a lot of them, they add to your gutters. This is kind of a topper or some type of helmet, or, you know, some kind of thing to where surface tension is supposed to come down and push that water into your gutters, and the debris is just going to fall off the front. But what we found, and a lot of customers have found, and this is just some stuff that I've removed. Here's one here that I removed the other day in Clarksville. This is one of the topper type systems here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And so this one had actually fallen off of the house
Oh my gosh.
because it was so full of stuff. We finally got this stuff out of it. But this is what it looked like after a couple of years. The algae, the growth, and what was happening is this stuff here was basically, you see it's hard on there now, I couldn't get it off. This stuff here, I can't pull that off. I guess they put a tar up against it or something. But anyway, the debris would just go to the inside of it. I have several pictures on our Facebook page of actually removing this, but this basically just fell completely off of the house. It was laying on the ground when I got there in the back, and it was barely hanging on in the front. And we ended up with a lot of fascia damage on that house and water getting behind it because of the screws that were put into it.
Right.
And it was just a lot of problems with it. Now, those problems could have been existing before they did it, but afterwards, either they put it up incorrectly on rotten fascia, or water was getting behind it. I got there after the fact. But when you think about these things, they look really good on TV, but over the years, the moss and the stuff, and like this one here had a bad runover spot in a valley that came down the roof. And so what they did to fix that is they went to Home Depot or somewhere, and they grabbed a piece of this stuff and they cut their top open and put this on it, which is the whole thing we try to get away from because it catches pine needles and everything else and other debris and twigs and things. So it really wasn't a permanent, it was kind of a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. And with this, if a leaf or something falls on it, as you can see here, it's got these raised profiles on it, which are patented, and they're very unique, very unique. But what happens is nothing can stick to it flat. So when the water comes off the roof, it can continue to move it off of the roof and away from the home. Wow. Now, that is a patented product. Nobody else has got it. And actually, we're the only company in Middle Tennessee you can actually get this from. Another great thing about this product is the way that it's mounted on the home. We have several different mounting options on it. This happens to be one of my favorite. It's called the Bent Wing product. And so what this does is when we come out to your house typically and look at your gutters, if you decipher to put a product on your home, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean your gutters out. And then we're going to reslope them. And then in the corners and everywhere that you've got on your existing home, we're actually going to reseal them. So that the water doesn't drip out of the end of the gutters. So a lot of times we can go out to home and save the gutters just by cleaning them and putting some additional brackets in where needed and things like that. Where this thing really shines through is the way it's mounted to your home. Now we have several of them that mount that can go slightly under the shingle, but it doesn't void the warranty on the roof no matter what people say. We don't go past what's called the starter strip of the roof. But we actually mount this down in the front onto the lip of the gutter so it can't come up or fly up. And then we actually mount it to the fascia. And that is a big deal because your bracket up underneath this basically is setting right against the roof, and where the screw is, But back here where the screw comes into the bracket on your gutters, the water can't get to it. So water can't get behind your siding fascia or into your wood behind it. So it keeps the water going down and it keeps it going in the gutter. But by mounting it like that, after we reslope your gutters, the great thing about this is, and another feature real quick with it, you've got these splash guards, and no matter what type of gutter you put on your home, there's always a splash guard there, and it always catches the leaves.
Wow.
And so what we do is we actually have a specialized corner that actually goes into the corner. We have it in several colors, but it goes into the corner, and as the water comes rushing down that corner, these ridges, these raised profiles here, actually take the water and disperse them left and right. We do away with that old guard that was sitting up there.
Yes.
And then the debris falls off. So there's no cleaning in that area either. If you put these on your home, you'll never clean your gutters again. You clean out your gutters again. And even this system itself won't clog. A lot of companies will tell you that, hey, if your gutters ever clog, we'll clean them. Well, when you cover them all the way up and something's spilling over them or it's, something like that, the gutters will never clog. But will the system never clog? Ask them that.
A family-owned company right here in Middle Tennessee, and doing it. How long have you been working with home improvement?
Oh, me and my partner, I have a silent partner with me, or my best friend of 30 years is what I call him. We've both been in the home improvement business for a combined 60 years.
Monster Home Services with Gutters by Valor. Find out more today and tell them Main Street sent you.
We are so glad to have Ashlynn Grayce join us.
Thank you so much, Devin, for having me. Been super excited about this.
Well, we love sharing the music and the musicians and the incredible artistry that comes out of Middle Tennessee. Tell us a little bit about your background. I know that you come from a family of music, that's for sure.
That is definitely for sure. I am a unicorn, as people say, which means that I am born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, right in the heart of Music City. I grew up about 5-10 minutes from right downtown, and both my parents are in the music industry. My little brother, who's really my big brother, he's younger than me, but like 6'4", big old football player guy. He is in college for music, so it just runs in the family, and I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
You've had a lot of success, even for just your young life. You've gotten a chance to act, and you've been really close. I look at you, and you look like a Disney princess, and you came close to being part of the Disney family too, with some of the movies and stuff that you've auditioned for.
Thank you. Yes, yeah, I've had some good luck. Anytime a door opens, I am always ready to take another opportunity, because even if you don't get it, it's practice under your belt, and you can say that you are almost there. And so I've been so fortunate to, even land on other TV shows like Juice Live, Juice TV, and other hosting jobs, co-hosting jobs, hosting different songwriter rounds around town. So it's fun. I love it.
How has it been for you to perform in 2020? Have you done virtual things, or have you just kind of put a hiatus on everything?
Well, I have. It was, whenever musicians get some paid gigs, we're like, yes, like it's awesome. And so I actually had a bunch of gigs lined up for over the summer, festivals, in town, even some out of town and everything. And they unfortunately were canceled. I have slowly started, I've been able to get back out there a little bit to do some writers rounds, but pretty much everything has been virtual still recently. But I mean, it still gives us a way to be creative and share our music. So I definitely can't complain much.
You've got a new single that's just launching. Now, it just launched, right? Correct?
Yes, it did. January 8th, I believe. So very new.
Okay. First of all, it's on Elvis's birthday that you launched your single. So that's good luck. Just so you know.
Oh, yes.
Well, we actually have a video that we're going to close the show with, but it's you with a couple of friends, and actually one of them is a songwriter that was our very Main Street today, and that is Troy Castellano.
Yes, absolutely love Troy. He is one of the co-writers on it, and he actually produced the song as well. And another co-writer on it is Brett Mandel. And then in the video that everyone will see, my good friend Jeff McMahon, who people may recognize him from being on tour with Tim McGraw. So he accompanied me on keys and background vocals. So I'm so excited. Thanks for sharing the video.
Yes, one of the dance hall doctors, and for 18 years. And did you do this at Ridenhour Rehearsal Studios? Did
No,
you do the
I
video
actually-
there, or did you?
I actually did this video at Troy's studio, My Blue Heaven. So, but I love
Wonderful.
Ridenhour. Ridenhour is great.
Yes. Well, I didn't know the connection there. Where can people find out more about your music?
Yeah, they can. My name's on the screen. It's a little tricky to spell, but if you go to my website, ashlyngrace.com, I have a list of shows and different songs that you can check out, and all my social media sites are on there as well. So I'd love for everyone to give me a follow on Instagram and Facebook and Spotify, all that jazz.
I love the double Y, Ashlynn Grayce. Yeah, Ashlynn with a Y, Grayce with a Y. Very cool. Well, hang on. We're going to take a look at this video, and then we'll say goodbye to everybody.
1, 2, 3, 4. When you're 21, got your whole world in front of you. Some choose work, some choose love, and some go to school. So many think they know just what you should do, but they're not walking in your shoes. So if you wanna walk down the aisle, first baby smile, pack it up in your 500 miles. The house on wheels, do what you feel. Don't worry about those same old bills. Those are right or wrong way at the end of the day. Yeah, who's to say? Everybody's got some advice to give to you, coming across like they always knew you. But if you decide to give in and listen, remember it's not your life they're living. So if you wanna walk down the aisle, first baby smile, pack it up in a 500 miles. Buy a house on wheels, do what you feel. Don't worry about those same old bills. Those are right or wrong way at the end of the day. Yeah, who's to say? Who's to say which road that you should take? How you're supposed to act, or what you should say? If you wanna walk down the aisle, see your first baby smile, pack it up in our 500 miles. Buy a house on wheels, do what you feel. Don't worry about those same old bills. Walk down the aisle, see your first baby smile, pack it up in our 500 miles. Buy a house on wheels, do what you feel. Don't worry about those same old bills. Those are right or wrong way at the end of the day. Yeah, who's to say? Yeah, who's to say?
Ashlynn Grayce. And who's to say? Well, I'm going to say right now, you are a rock star. What
Aw.
a beautiful voice.
Thank you so much, Devin.
You've caught the ear of some kind of competition, or every time you walk on stage to sing, whoever's judging or whatever, a little bird told me that you have a lot of interest in what you're doing, but I know that our listeners are interested now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for all your support and for sharing my music. I truly do. It means the world to me. It does.
You know how it's kind of cool. I was really listening to that song and how there's certain times in your life you just can't wait to get a house, you can't whatever, and then all of a sudden it hits you. You know, I go, when you want to be a gypsy, you want to like see the world, and it's like, wow, it's all new. And then something magical happens, and you pass 50, and all of a sudden you want the house on wheels again, and you want to be a gypsy again.
So true. So true.
So, what is a dream that you have that is one of those who's to say kind of dreams? What are some of those things that you've got on your to-do list? I love talking to our young people, the future of our lives. What are some of your dreams?
Yeah, well, a dream of mine is just that my music truly does touch the lives of others. I have such a big heart for children, and I just hope and pray that, you know, even if it's one song, say for instance, this song, you know, that they can relate to it. And even if it's a younger teenage girl or something like that, saying, you know, just that is unsure how to live their life. And you have, with media and even friends and family, a lot of times you get so many different opinions just like thrown in your face of how you should live and what you should do. But I mean, at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy and, you know, what makes your heart full. And so that's a dream of mine, is that people can relate to my music and that hopefully it touches at least some part of their life.
Well, you touched all of us today.
Thank you.
Ashlynn, Grayce, thank you so much for being a guest today. And just that to say is available on all streaming platforms right now, right?
That is correct. Yes.
Perfect. And do you have a website where people can find you?
I do. Yes, it is ashlyngrace.com. And again, all my information's on there, different upcoming show dates and new releases and photos and videos. You can find it all there.
Thank you so much for your time. And I always say to everybody is when we have artists on, follow, follow, follow. That makes a big difference to the artist.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Devin. And thank you everyone that has tuned in. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, love. We have had such a fun time today. We do a replay on all of our Main Street pages at 6:30 p.m. or thereabouts. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. And we are so glad that you're part of what we do here. And thank you. Just thank you. And I want to leave you with this today. Be safe and be kind and know that you are loved.